This is our annual opportunity to bring you up to date with some of the exciting things that have happened over the summertime, and also talk a little bit about some of the most important things we're trying to achieve during this academic year. The academic year is off to a very good start. Very good freshman class, and I want to personally thank our admissions team for the job that they have done in terms of recruiting and admitting and enrolling an extraordinarily good and large first-year student class, as well as an extraordinary number of transfer students. So thanks very much to our admissions team for all the work that they do in terms of populating our classrooms. How about a hand of applause for them? At this moment, I'm going to start a stopwatch because there is a wager going on among my senior staff about whether I'm capable of containing my remarks to 8 minutes or not. So ready? Here goes. First of all, let me once again take this opportunity to introduce to you my wife, Nancy Flanagan. Nancy, thank you. Nancy and I are beginning our 5th year here in Framingham. August 1st was our inclusion of our 4th year, the beginning of our 5th year. And it has gone by in a flash, that's for sure. And I guess the old adage, time flies when you're having fun, must apply, because certainly the first 4 years have gone by pretty rapidly. It's been a wonderful adventure, and this is, I think, an extraordinary institution that we can all be proud of. My colleagues will share with you today some of the things that they're working on that make this institution great. I want to talk a little bit, just for a few minutes, about some campus-wide goals and objectives that we're working on this year. And this is a distillation of lots of effort among the leadership team over the summer in an effort to try to frame the most important objectives that drive the university over this academic year. There will be copies of this handout, the university goals and objectives, on that table right there as you leave the room, and I encourage you to take a copy of it. There will also be a copy of the university organization chart. My annual report to the trustees that I have the privilege of writing every July, and it's my opportunity to sing the praises of the people who really accomplish the work at the university. And also a roster of significant personnel actions since May, comings and goings and transfers and new responsibilities and so forth. So please feel free and make sure that you pick up those handouts as you leave, and you can consider them at your leisure. I want to talk for just a couple of minutes about some of the things that we're going to be working on campus-wide during the upcoming year. They are 7 in number in terms of principal university goals. And the first of those is to sharpen the university's focus on the success of each student. We've been talking for years now about student success being the highest priority of Framingham State University. We want to sharpen that focus even more this year and operationalize the concept that every student is a priority. Every student is a priority, because student success as a sort of a generic organizational goal doesn't make sense unless every single one of us, regardless of the role that we play within the organization, has the success of each individual student as a priority. So I want that to be the sort of framework that sets the context for everything that we're trying to achieve. We're going to be working hard to improve our persistence rate, our first to second year student retention rate. We're now at 74%. By this time next year, I hope to be reporting to you a persistence rate of 77%. We're hoping to increase our planning and working hard to increase our graduation rate, which now stands at 49%. And I want to be able to report to you a 52% graduation rate by this time next year. We also want to learn more about when and why students leave Framingham State without graduating, where they go, and what they do when they leave. It's remarkable how ignorant we are about our attrition, about the students that we lose over the course of 4 years. And so we want to make a concerted effort to understand in a very empirical way who those students are, why they leave, where they go, what they do, when they leave, so that we can start making some decisions about increasing persistence and graduation rates. As you know, nationally, the notion that universities and colleges across this country do not do a good job in terms of actually graduating students. And this works to the detriment not only to our economy but to our society as a whole, is something that I think we really all have to take very seriously and take more personal and institutional responsibility for doing everything that we can do to make sure that our students graduate, receive those degrees, and then go on to whatever that they're going to do next. Along with that, we're going to be looking for ways to increase student participation and involvement in internships, which we know from a variety of sources are powerful instruments in terms of helping students to frame their career objectives and create opportunities for them, and also increase student involvement in study abroad programs as well. Secondly, we intend to meet or exceed our enrollment goals for next year. As you know, we'll soon find out, we're going to have 350 additional residence hall beds available to us next September when that new residence hall is finished. We intend to fill them. We intend to fill those residence hall beds with greater retention of existing students, with a larger freshman class, and with bringing more students back onto campus who currently may be living off campus. And so our goals will be to increase graduate enrollment by 3% next year, and to enroll 1,200 new undergraduate students, that is about 800 freshmen and 400 transfer students next year, and to open the new residence halls at or near capacity. Thirdly, we intend to make assessment a key component of university decision-making. You may recall last spring that we received a 3-year, $250,000 grant from the Davis Educational Foundation to give us a jump start and get us moving in terms of campus-wide assessment of student learning. And we intend to make genuine progress on that this year. We have a new director of assessment that's joining us next week, Dr. Barbara Massey from MIT, who's been head of assessment work for the College of Engineering at MIT for the last decade. And we're really looking forward to Dr. Massey joining the university and helping our academic programs and departments move forward in terms of assessment. We're going to start this year to develop an academic plan for Framingham State University. Last year, you'll recall that we concluded a multi-year effort with the culmination of the approval of a mission statement, a new mission statement that will go to the Board of Higher Education at their meeting in November. We intend to couple that with a statement of core values and a vision statement for the university by the end of this academic year. And then also develop a framework for an analysis of all of our existing programs, and an opportunity analysis to try to identify what new academic programs we should be thinking about and planning for as we think about the future of the college. Also, Dr. Vadengode will be leading the faculty in a discussion about the academic organization of the university, whether now as we make the transition from college to university, whether the same academic organizational structure that we've had for many years is best suited to move us going forward. The next priority is to make the phrase diversity strengthens us a reality. And we've talked about the value, the educational value of diversity now for several years. What we intend to do this year is put our money where our commitment is and fund the Diversity Committee. So I'm very pleased to announce today that the Diversity Committee has been allocated a university-wide budget of $50,000. $25,000 of that has already been the subject of preliminary discussion among members of the committee about strategies to be more successful in terms of faculty and staff hiring. And there will also be ongoing conversations about student diversity, what diversity means in terms of the curriculum and student experiences while they're here as an undergraduate. So let me make a pitch to you that if you have not yet been interested in working on the university-wide diversity committee, to think about that, because I think it's going to be an important and exciting opportunity for us to transform the university in coming years. Number 6, we hope to make concrete, pardon the pun, concrete developments in terms of a new university laboratory sciences facility. What last year we were calling the academic sciences facility is now the university laboratory sciences facility. We're very encouraged by our discussions with state officials in administration and finance and Division of Capital Assets Management and the Board of Higher Education about our prospects. And we're very optimistic and very hopeful that we'll have a major announcement on the university laboratory sciences facility within just a couple of weeks. So keep your fingers crossed on that. And then finally, we're going to be working very hard this year to formalize a timetable and a plan for an anniversary campaign in support of the college. Most of you know that the year 2014 is our 175th anniversary as an institution, and we intend to use that important benchmark as an opportunity to frame a fundraising campaign that will help us to move some of our programs forward and achieve some of the developments that perhaps we otherwise couldn't achieve with ordinary funding mechanisms and so forth. So there's much work to be done. It's an exciting year. We're off to a terrific start. As of last week, our head count was 6,110 students, so we're up a bit over last year. Most of that increase is at the undergraduate level. And most of that increase is at the day level, in the day program. And so if parking's been a little tighter and you've seen more students around campus on Wednesday mornings, that reflects the sort of enrollment pattern that we're seeing. What we have to do over the next couple of years is figure out how to achieve commensurate enrollment growth at the graduate level and in the evening program as well. But we're off to a very good start also because we're beginning the academic year with labor management contracts negotiated and ratified and shortly to be funded in the case of the MSCA contract. Members of the MSCA saw in their paychecks last time on September 3rd that component of the salary increase which the colleges are obligated to provide. We're waiting for the House of Representatives to act and are told that they will over the next couple of weeks in terms of the basic collective funding, the basic collective bargaining agreement. But those pieces, those financial pieces of the contract which the colleges are obligated to provide have now been provided in all 9 of the state colleges and with retroactive effect to July 1st in the September 3rd paycheck. So I don't know that there's anybody in the room that's ecstatic about any of the labor management agreements that have been resolved over the last couple of years, but a measure of predictability in this environment has some value that shouldn't be ignored. And so we're off to a very good start. And